Hello, everybody. This is the Pocket Passer. I'm your host, Randy White. I hope all of you are having a fantastic day. I know I am because we're talking football, and more specifically, we are doing way too early record predictions. We are deep into the abyss of the offseason. I figured this would be fun, so let's jump right into it. All right, here we go. I've barely looked at the schedule. Shout out to Pro Football and Sports Network. They've got this actually looks pretty clean. This format here looks pretty clean. Uh, so yeah, let's get into it here. Cowboys at Eagles. Give me Philly. Give me Philly. Kansas City at the Chargers. Week 1 Super Bowl hangover. Give me the Chargers. Oh God, you can predict the scores? I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing score predictions here. I'll just let it randomize. Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Young quarterback. Tampa Bay coming off of a good season. Give me Tampa. Cleveland kind of owns Cincy. They're in turmoil. No one knows who the hell their quarterback's going to be. But if it's Kenny Pickett versus Joe Burrow, I'm inclined to go with Cincinnati here. Indianapolis. My guess is, I don't know. I feel like there's a pretty decent chance that Daniel Jones is winning the starting job here in Indianapolis. And then you got Tua back. Dolphins. What's his name? The quarterback for... Sorry, not the quarterback. Devon Achane. I hope I'm saying his name right. The running back for Miami says they're going to be a new team this year. Let's see if it's true. I'm going to take Miami. Jacksonville hosting Carolina. Let's see if Bryce Young can actually get off to a good start here for once. Jacksonville. I'm just not a believer in Jacksonville. Haven't been. Now, well, actually, I was last year, and I got let down massively. So now I'm definitely not going to be a believer in Jacksonville. I was a skeptic, but I went ahead and predicted them to have a good record last year, if I remember correctly. Not making that mistake again. I think New England's going in a much better direction than Las Vegas. Apparently, the automated score here has 16-15. What a banger of a game. Hope it isn't that horrible. New Orleans hosting Arizona. The Cardinals tend to start out pretty good. New Orleans... Not sure who the quarterback's going to be. Tyler Shuck, Spencer Rattler, right? Not a lot of great options here. Early season Kyler Murray tends to be a dog, and Marvin Harrison looks jacked. Pittsburgh at New York. This will be really, really fun if Aaron Rodgers signs with Pittsburgh. This could be a really fun matchup. Rodgers versus his old team, the Jets. Justin Fields versus his very short-lived old team, the Steelers. This could be fun. I think Pittsburgh, better coached team, and more importantly, a coach that actually has continuity, an offensive coordinator in his second year in the offense, even if he will have a new quarterback, whether it's Mason Rudolph or Aaron. I think I go Pittsburgh, but who knows? Maybe the Jets come out firing. They've got talent, obviously. So we'll just have to wait and see. That one's interesting. I am going to go Pittsburgh here, though, to get back-to-back wins over the Jets. Washington, New York. A lot of faith in Washington. I don't see there being a sophomore slump for Jayden Daniels. He had an absolutely incredible rookie season. Cliff Kingsbury stays with the team. I would be stunned if they somehow struggle here. So Denver, Tennessee, that's interesting. Rookie quarterback Cam Ward versus just a better team, probably a better coach team, better well-rounded team, better defense, really better everything in Denver right now. So I'm going to like Denver here. San Francisco, I don't hate the Brock Purdy signing as much as a lot of people do. San Francisco versus Seattle, I think San Francisco has the better quarterback. If Sam Darnold was really better than Brock Purdy, he would have beat him out in San Francisco. And it's not like they're going to be biased towards Brock Purdy. I mean, he was the last pick in the draft. If Sam Darnold was better, he'd be playing. He would have been playing. It's San Francisco. I don't freak out as much over all of their losses. I think Kyle Shanahan's a good coach. I think they're going to be ready to go. And Christian McCaffrey is going to be healthy. So give me Frisco over Seattle. Green Bay, Detroit, really interesting. Detroit, new coordinators, new offense, new defense. Obviously, Dan Campbell is that dude, but Matt LaFleur is a damn good coach too. And Jordan Love's third year on the offense. He's going to be healthy. Give me Green Bay for once to win an early game in the division over Detroit. And it'll be their first win over Detroit since 2023. So hopefully they can get back after being swept last year. Hopefully they can get back into the win column against really their main rival right now. Detroit's been phenomenal. So has Minnesota. Houston, LA, two really terrific teams. Love both these teams. I think Houston's going to be better this year. CJ Stroud, hopefully better protected, even though they got rid of their left tackle than he was last year. This is really interesting. I'm going to go Rams. I think they're a better team, but all in all, they'll probably be more ready for week 1. Baltimore, Buffalo. Just realized I'm taking a big risk with Cincinnati with how bad they've been in week 1 the past several years. So hopefully I don't get embarrassed here. Baltimore, Buffalo. That is a phenomenal week 1 matchup. I wish it wasn't so early in the season that they were playing, but we know Baltimore, they tend to play better early. Buffalo plays really well early as well, but Baltimore gets hot early at an even, I feel like, more aggressive clip than Buffalo, and Baltimore's going to be pissed off about their loss last year. Give me Baltimore here. Minnesota, Chicago, new offensive coordinator as opposed to repeat offense now. Young quarterback J.J. McCarthy going into his second year versus Caleb Williams going into his second year. McCarthy, way less experience. I think Minnesota's a better team, though, and they likely have a better coach, especially considering the experience. Kevin O'Connell is a offensive mastermind. Give me Minnesota early here as Chicago tries to kind of pick up their stride as the season goes. So that's week 1 for you. Week 2.
6.5 hours later.
And what do I get here? Okay, so I get 2 new teams in the AFC, and I get 2 new teams in the, I get 2 new teams in the NFC that weren't in it last year. And that's typically the way things go. So Patriots are my AFC dark horse playoff team. Carolina is my NFC dark horse playoff team. And that is the way I'm going to have it shaping out for the time being in the regular season. We got the seeds. Baltimore 1 seed, Buffalo 2, Kansas City 3, Houston 4, Cincinnati 5, Chargers 6, Patriots 7 seed. And then in the NFC, Eagles 1 seed, 49ers 2 seed, Green Bay 3 seed, Carolina 4 seed, Rams 5 seed, Buccaneers 6 seed, Washington 7 seed. So some decent parity in here. Minnesota and Chicago both finish 8 and 9. Both fighting for playoff spots near the end. Atlanta's solid, right? Not a lot of really bad teams. Vegas I have as being really bad. Browns really bad. Jets really bad. Colts being bad. I think the NFC, the bottom of the NFC is much better than the bottom of the AFC. But I also think the top of the AFC is more dominant than the top of the NFC. I mean, Carolina, NFC South, per usual. But like Baltimore, I think is going to be ridiculous. And then, 2 13-4 teams in the NFC. A 14-3 team and a 13-4 team, then 12-5, and it's 13-4, 13-4, 12-5. So Detroit, I have narrowly missing the playoffs with a change in coordinator. Obviously, that could change. So I made this video yesterday, and obviously a ton of stuff is subject to change. I think the Detroit pick is especially controversial considering how good they've been the last 2 years. I would not be surprised at all if they won the NFC North this year. I think they're a great team. I love Dan Campbell. I love what that team is about, the culture that they've built over there. So it's very, very possible that Green Bay misses the playoffs, or Minnesota somehow wins the division, or Chicago somehow wins the division. Honestly, whatever prediction you make in the NFC North, I think that division is so wide open. I could see it going any which way. I have Chicago in my predictions basically where I predicted them last year, which is right in that 8-9 to 10-7 bubble where they have a shot to make the playoffs. That's where I see them being. And here I just have them kind of hitting that floor of where I think they can go. But it's very early in the offseason. This is my first look at going through literally every single game and predicting every single game to get the records. So there's going to be some stuff that's like, I don't necessarily think that'll happen, but it just kind of shapes out that way because you're predicting each game individually, and as opposed to just looking at a sample size of a record and of a schedule and saying, a team will fall within this. So a lot of room to change. Like personally, I don't think Carolina wins the NFC South, but that's just kind of the way things shaped up in this prediction. So if you guys do want to see like the 45 minutes that I cut of me going week 2 through week 18, I'll upload it. But I figured that's just a ton of filler, a ton of me yapping that, I mean, you guys get enough of that from my YouTube shorts and my uploads. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, consider subscribing if you want to see more of my content, and I will see all of you in the next video. Peace.